Most employers believe that the key role that a business partner would undertake is to work very closely with leadership teams in developing and implementing strategy. And of course, in order to do that, FDs are looking for strong commercial skills and ultimately very strong communication skills, particularly when they need to engage with non-financial people.
I think commercial skills are as important, if not more important, than technical skills and technical accounting skills. It is imperative that all of my staff at all levels are able to communicate with the businesses they support, and a certain technical level of understanding, depending on where they are in their qualifications, is implied and explicitly required as part of the job.
What we're seeing is a real trend towards dividing responsibility, and increasingly we're seeing the use of a lot more non-qualified finance professionals, or perhaps part-qualified professionals, doing the work that previously we would have expected qualified accountants to do.
There's a lot of good non-qualified accountants in the industry, and they provide a different skill set. It depends on the nature of the work you're doing. It's where you start asking the accountant to become a bit more commercial animal, to start participating in the industry a little bit more in the operational field, and to be more relevant to the operational decision, that the non-qualified can take an edge.
It's very important that if somebody isn't qualified, they're not giving advice that you would expect a qualified accountant to give. So the level of technical competence that people have needs to be very carefully measured. And also, it's equally important that the qualified professionals feel sure that they still have the career opportunities and that their opportunities aren't diminished. People need to learn a lot of these skills actually on the job. There's no substitute for experience.
We focused on the job training, and what we found was a much more engagement with, because we gave people development opportunities. One thing I like to say to my staff is, do you feel at the end of the year that you're actually more marketable externally than where you were beforehand? And if that's the case, then clearly we've done a good job with your on the job training.
I think the subject of morale and engagement has obviously been a very challenging one for most employers over the last year or so. What we're finding is that within the finance function, it's no different to any other part of the business, in that it's all about really regular communication, being very open and honest with people, because in a vacuum, people often fill it with worse things than the reality, and making sure that there is follow through on that communication. So it's not just team meetings, but it's also individual meetings, and a continuous two-way dialogue.
I speak with each of the department managers regularly, but informally more often than formally, and I know everybody by name, and I do believe that that's an important criteria so that people feel valued.
My advice to accountants looking for their next career move would be that, of course, your technical skills need to be top-notch, but alongside that now, you should be able to demonstrate just how strong your commercial acumen is by providing real examples of how you've impacted operational business results. There are three things that I would advise any prospective employer to think about when they're recruiting a finance professional. The first is, and it sounds obvious, but make sure you really have a clear job specification and that you really understand specifically what the tasks that you expect this person to do. Is it an analyst or is it a business partner? Where does the role sit? The second thing is to, during the interview process, if you are looking for a business partner, to really check commercial awareness by perhaps using scenarios and role plays. And the third thing is to double check the context in which your candidate has worked and match it for synergies with your own business context, to make sure that where this person has demonstrated success is very similar to the environment into which you're bringing them. The opportunities for qualified accountants are virtually unlimited. Holding a professional qualification equips you not just to give financial advice, but also strategic advice and help with managing risk and taking part in key decisions. Having a finance qualification can be the passport to success in almost any industry sector and in almost any job. Part of our role is to help FDs tackle the resourcing challenges they face. The best FDs really understand the importance of communication with the wider business and are very engaged in talking to operational people.